what advice, if you talk to them directly, what kind of advice would you have for parents if they're thinking about sending their middle school student off to boarding school, and how do I know that they're safe, and how do I know that they're going to have all these people, right? What kind of advice would you give to them?
Well, if they've made the decision to send their child to junior boarding school, I would encourage them to find some method of communication that really works for them and their child, a way that their child feels like they are still seen and heard by their parent. And I would encourage them in the beginning to understand that for their child to fully integrate into the Rectory community, less is more.
Yeah.
So an email or a text during tech time is a better form of communication than a half an hour phone call that can really pull at their heartstrings and kind of get them in that place where it's really so much more difficult to get over being homesick. But also to reach out to the adults on campus, to send emails to their advisor, to their coach, to their teacher. Let people know that, you might be in China or Korea or Mexico or California, but you're interested, you care, you want to know what's going on with your kids.
Because the parents want that peace of mind, right? And that's
Absolutely.
a big thing. Like the communication with the school and the parent has to, that has to exist, and that has to show, because of course, like the parent wants to know and has a part in that, right? And we're really partners in that, and it's sometimes hard if it's just with the students. Like sometimes the best sign is when you're not hearing from your student all the time, right? That means they're confident and comfortable and that they're making friends or busy doing something else. It's not that they, don't want to call home, right? It's just that sometimes the relationship gets a little bit stronger, and it's just like it builds from that point.
Right.
So,
and it's important too that the outreach from parents, especially to the adults in the Rectory community, their coaches, their advisor, teachers, dorm parents, that lets kids know my mom and dad still care. They didn't send me away to boarding school. They've let me come here to have this incredible opportunity, but they're still really invested in me. And keeping those relationships whole while we have their kids for 6 or 8 or 9 months out of the year, really important.